Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are on the first day of the trial of Miles Edgeworth, who has been accused of murdering a man on Christmas Eve, or early Christmas morning, rather. And, well, there's a lot we don't know about this case. For one thing, we only saw the murder in very vague terms. We saw a man fall in the water, and that was kind of it. And Edgeworth looking down at a gun, and yeah. But whatever is going on, it seems to be tied to this DL6 incident case that we had heard about back in the second case of the game, Turnabout Sisters, with Wright, blackmailing Mia and all that. And potentially a connection to Mia's and Maya's mother, and the whole incident where the police hired a spirit medium and stuff. Anyway, we're about to enter trial, and there's still a lot we don't know. For one thing, who's on the prosecution for this? Because it can't be Edgeworth if he's in the defendant's chair. Well, maybe it'll be Winston Payne from the first case. Hopefully not. I don't want to do that voice again. Karma? That's right. Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. Well, I guess there's the answer to our question. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He is a god of prosecution, Wright. A god! Not a single case? He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it means to prosecute. What? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. So was he your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth? Something like that. And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep. Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me times 20. Whoa, we just upped by a factor of 2 there. That's pretty ruthless. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia... Maya? Uh-huh? We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh. I can't. Sorry. I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. I'm really sorry. I'll try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in. I wonder how Edgeworth would react if he knew what we were talking about. I can't imagine that it would really go over very smoothly with him. Alright. December 26th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Whoa. Well, I see he has a handkerchief type thing around his neck like Edgeworth does. But, yeah, this guy certainly looks pretty intimidating.
Mr. von Karma, is the prosecution ready?
Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared?
Right, my apologies.
He's even got the judge scared.
Very well, your opening statement, please.
Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required?
Nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness.
What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? How am I supposed to fight against this?
I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes.
Describe the incident, now!
Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe looks nervous. Please, take a look at the map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve, around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10 a.m., she heard 2 pistol shots, and the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Overhead map added to the court record. Overhead map of Gore Lake. That's nice. We haven't seen that map yet, so at least we get even more of a visual indicator about where everything sits relative to each other.
Testify to the court about the arrest, now!
Wait, Mr. Von Karma?
Yes?
Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings.
Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role.
Yes, of course. You're quite right.
No, he's not. I see this guy has everyone wrapped around his finger. This ought to be interesting. The arrest of Edgeworth. A man called to the station around 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all, but the next morning a body was found in the lake, so we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth.
I see. Very well.
Begin your cross-examination, attorney. Now!
Alright, I'm still really curious about this man who was the other witness that they now can't find, or at least the one that came forward initially. So let's press on that. You received a call from a man? Yep. But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right?
That woman and the man who called in the report are 2 different people, obviously.
Different people?
There were 2 witnesses. Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Today, I've summoned the woman who was camping.
The woman who was camping, Lotta Hart.
What happened next, detective?
I don't really think there's anything there. Let's ask about this. Curious to know what Mr. Edgeworth was doing. What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him then? Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really.
Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts.
Yes, sir. I mean, he's got his share of objections. Okay, I'm gonna ask him about this. Why didn't you think he was suspicious? You should know. We have a deep, trusting relationship with the prosecutors.
Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, trusting, poppycock. I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force.
Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good.
Continue, now!
Alright, I'm gonna ask you about this. Did you find any clues on the body? A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally.
Judge, here's the bullet. It didn't strike bones, so its shape is well preserved.
Very well. The court accepts this bullet into evidence.
Pistol bullet found in the victim's body, fired from a .22 caliber pistol. Okay. We're going to ask about that. Why is that? Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat. The murder weapon? A pistol.
Detective Gumshoe? That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony.
Right. Sorry, Your Honor. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence. What about the pistol made it decisive evidence? He has the same evil laugh as Edgeworth. There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were queer prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. Yeah, we did see him pick it up, or at least an image of him picking it up in the opening cutscene. What?
Order! Order! So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, this is the weapon in question.
Accepted into evidence.
Alright, the murder weapon, .22 caliber, fired 3 times, bears prints from Edgeworth's right hand. Well, that's rather curious. I'm curious to know why it was fired 3 times, but we only know about 2 of these 3.
Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective!
Yes, sir.
Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol?
Yes. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Hey, Nick. What does he mean, ballistic markings?
Shocking. To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings.
Nick, he's glaring at me.
Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it.
Me? Ma'am. Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate.
Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints.
Order! Order!
This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it. Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Judge?
I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However...
You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt? Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge!
Yes?
What are you doing? A 10-minute recess. Now!
But wait,
Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man.
Yes! This court will take a 10-minute recess.
Who's running this court anyway? Yeah, exactly. Alright, well now it's 11:09 a.m. Apparently an hour passed. Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What?
But you must believe me. I didn't shoot him.
Then who did?
I don't know.
You don't know? Weren't you right there?
I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat.
I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. Huh. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya. Huh? What? Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry, it's no good. Aw, I know. No good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? No, we do need you here. You've saved us in a pinch before, and you can do it again. No, of course not. I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's a thought that counts, right? It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Aw, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is gonna run out. Really? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Right! Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh? Oh! Sorry. Whoops. Well, I guess we're going back in. We didn't even get a courtroom number whatever thing there.
Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness.
Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Lotta Hart, you are a research student at a university?
That I am.
Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand?
Y'all need to learn some manners.
Understand?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please.
Witnesses' accounts. I guess every first testimony from somebody normally gets this title.
It's Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake.
I like how the sound was there.
When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang.
I guess no sound effect that time. Oh, there we go.
There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat.
Okay.
Enough.
Huh?
Judge, she happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence.
Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder.
It looks like the very moment of the murder.
Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately.
As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So, the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, he was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth.
Order! 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 I will have order!
Well, Judge?
The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well. This court finds the defendant...
Wait, Your Honor. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet.
Cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Ooh. Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court.
Nick, contempt? Contempt of court, you know? I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony? Well, we have to say yes, right? I think I noticed one little thing. Wow, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take him on. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well.
I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time.
Alright. There's one thing I noticed here at the very beginning. It was Christmas Eve just after midnight, I reckon. That would have been Christmas, right? Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day! Yeah, exactly. That was the contradiction I thought. But I guess that doesn't really prove anything.
Huh? Yeah, well, yes. I know you want to find contradictions, but really... I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue your testimony. I was in my car.
Alright, let's ask about that. Why were you camping there anyway?
I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use my research.
What research? This all sounds suspicious. Let's go a little further. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research?
What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained.
Oh, wait now, I'm the one who says that.
Well, then say it already.
Objection sustained.
Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. Alright. I'm just gonna keep pressing everything here. So, you weren't looking at the lake at that time?
Nope. I looked after I heard that noise.
She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness.
Irk.
Alright. Curious to know what window this is. Could you clearly see the two men?
Just look at the picture.
Clear enough for you? Well, not really. Uh-oh. Well, let's go further on this. Wait a second. I wasn't asking about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men.
Yeah, well, of course.
The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo.
You were pretty quick to jump in on that, Von Karma.
You best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions.
You know, I do think it is rather interesting that not only did he cut her off there, but that she's even here at all, considering that at the beginning of our interactions with her, she didn't really seem to know anything, and then all of a sudden she decided to turn herself in and talk to the police about stuff. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Exactly. Alright, another bang. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out?
Well, yeah, sure.
You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble.
Well, Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, sure as a country gal can be.
That sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Well, I was expecting Von Karma to object to that question.
Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake.
Scanned the whole lake? Almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you...
Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained.
That's what I'm...
Sustained!
Yes, of course.
Great.
Enough! I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you were unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting.
But, Your Honor...
You keep your promise.
Mr. Wright, I am afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court.
Uh-oh. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood?
Uh-huh. Nick! Lotta's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean. But if I can't say anything, what can I do? Good question.
I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision.
Then pass your judgment.
Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Who was that?
It was me. Maya!
Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities?
No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta! Did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol?
You will stand down! The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst.
Answer me, Lotta.
What's the big idea treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth.
Enough! Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave.
No. No! Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent.
Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong! Wrong! What?
Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? Oh, was I just using my Von Karma voice for Phoenix? I keep doing that. She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again.
Order! 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 Order!
You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection.
Don't do it, Judge.
I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot.
What?
Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again.
But he is in contempt of court.
No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me.
Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately.
Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya. Aww.
Pah! I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses.
I'm running out of time. I better find a contradiction in here or else.
Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
That last statement.
I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth.
That's it? Uh-oh. I don't know if I can find anything in that. But I can't squander Maya's efforts either. Okay, well, let's press that first. Well, what about the other man?
You cannot expect to be allowed to blindly ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claimed there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. Well, find it, if you can.
Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty.
Wait, what? Damn. That's it? Uh-oh. I don't know if I can find anything in that. But I can't squander Maya's effort. Okay. Okay, I didn't know we were going to get a penalty there. Okay. I'm going to look at what we have here. I feel like this is the only acceptable piece of evidence because it's basically showing that there's fog on the lake and that made it hard to see anything. So I'm going to present this. Aha! Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally.
What? You got what?
Look at this photograph.
The photo I took?
The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart.
So? So?
This picture was taken with professional high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth.
How? What? What? Mr. Wright has a point.
That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please.
Yeah, I kind of figured you did something like that. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself.
Miss Hart. What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting.
I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. Alright, how Edgeworth was seen.
You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem. You used binoculars? Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
This one better be good. I almost don't want to press again in case I lose points. I'm gonna try pressing this, just see what happens. Your camera?
Yeah, got an automatic.
The issue we are concerned with here is Mr. Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all.
Objection sustained.
Arr, he's not letting me answer any of my questions. Okay, at least we didn't get penalized. Curious if we can add these binoculars to the evidence. Binoculars?
Yeah, binoculars.
Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers?
The camera is irrelevant to this case.
So that's the other thing I've been wondering about. Is how would shooting stars make a bang noise? I mean, usually you just see them fall. So why would there be a bang trigger, like noise trigger thing on her camera? You can't say that for certain.
Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning.
But know this, if you find nothing with this, there will be consequences.
Well, Mr. Wright, Do you wish to press further about the camera?
Let's go for it. This is make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there.
Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera.
Yeah, I hear you.
The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my... Okay.
I am going to present this, as evidence. Simply because of the reason I mentioned a minute ago. Let's see if this does anything. Yeah! You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie.
Says who?
I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart.
Oof! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor.
Well then, what exactly was she photographing?
I have an idea. Your Honor, take a look at this. Well, what was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? And it is Gordy, I bet. Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph.
What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Ah, the sighting at Gourd Lake.
Well, Miss Hart?
I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down the lake trying to photograph this Gordy.
Let's say we have proof. I have it. Proof.
Intriguing. Very well. Let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy, the lake monster?
I'm going to present this again because it has to do with loud noises. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set your camera to respond to loud noises.
Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange.
Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart? You were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you?
Yeah, not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So, smart boy, I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it?
Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist.
Hey!
But, as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing.
Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. What could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this.
Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony.
Right. Fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. Yeah, because we couldn't win the game otherwise. And I'm going to spot it. Lotta's new testimony.
Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time. Crossed my heart and hoped to fry.
Hope to fry? I don't think I've ever heard that variant.
Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Uh-oh.
The witness's testimony is unchanged from before.
Whether she is a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karma's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... why? Is there a contradiction?
Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind.
Ha! That would be a first.
Haha, very funny. You understand that...
Oh, you understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright? If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Lotta's new testimony. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's ask about this. An investigative photographer?
Yep. You got your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Hey, I was taking pictures at my sister's graduation last year. And guess what?
I'm surprised Von Karma hasn't interrupted this. What?
There was a UFO just hanging in the sky.
A UFO?
You know, an identified flying object, a UFO. That's when I had sort of a revelation. I knew I should become an investigative photographer.
I see. Kind of a shaky basis for a career. So y'all remember those things that they sold them in the 90s where you took these rubber bands and you shot these like plastic spinner things at the sky and then they would float down like helicopter blades? I had a friend and we would shoot those up and we would take pictures and pretend we had found like blurry photographic evidence of UFOs. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that was so funny. Our parents never fell for it though. Alright, let's ask about this. Is Gordy really all that newsworthy?
Heck yeah, they even had him up on the TV.
I'm not sure that appearing on the local news' Rumor of the Month segment qualifies. Last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe.
Hey, Nels had a picture of him in the newspaper. For real. Mr. Wright, this is one fight I do not believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I'm gonna look at, do this here. There wasn't much else to look at.
Yep.
I don't know, she heard a bang and she thought Gordy was out there. I kinda doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat.
What? What do I do now? What are you giving me that look for?
Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence.
Witness, continue.
Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there.
I'm gonna press on this. This is the most interesting part of the testimony, I think. Was there nothing on the lake but the boat at that time?
Huh? Wait, so you're thinking maybe it was shot from some other place?
I don't think so, nope. The lake was smooth as glass, and nobody was on the shore either. I better find some sort of contradiction in this testimony. I won't be able to beat Von Karma any other way. There has to be something. Okay. I'm gonna look here at the evidence, just to make sure we're up on everything. Did we verify that, Okay. I was curious. one of the things that I'm wondering about is why there is not a second photo if there was another gunshot. And I'm kind of curious if that's what we have to present. Okay, let's, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. Okay, this is hitting enter is actually a lot faster here. Okay. Presents. Let's do this. Okay, that's not good. That's a bit disappointing. I just think it's weird that we have only one photo. It's kind of like the camera at the Global Studios gate thing in the previous case. 12:15 a.m. I'm wondering if this is what we need to present, because we see here that there's one bullet shot to the heart. But if there was another gunshot, then where did that go? No? What? Oh my gosh. I think this is the worst we've done at one of these so far. Maybe the pistol, since it was fired 3 times? No? Okay, well, that is not good. Alright, I'm just gonna press all the stuff that we haven't pressed yet and just see if anything else comes up. Then what manner of person are you? I'm not sure I'm highfalutin enough to be called a manner of anything. Oh. Okay. That's why you put the automatic sensor in your camera? Yep, borrowed it from a university professor. It analyzes every sound it picks up. When it gets a bang, it snaps a shot. Yep. So how many pictures has it taken so far? The only time the camera triggered was that night. Yeah, I still think it was weird that it only has this one photo. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Heck, if word got out what I was up to, the lake would be swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah! Second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? Well, actually... Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, I'll not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case.
Whatever you say, Von Karma, I know you told her to keep quiet. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper a sound than I would have expected. Okay. So clearly there's a point where we need to present something, because we pressed everything, and nothing actually is here. I think I'm just going to look up what the answer is at this point. I hate doing that, but I don't want to lose. I know I could save scum this, but I really don't want to do that, honestly, if I can help it. I think what's important here is that we basically have a situation where she says she heard a second shot, but the camera only fired one time. And that's rather interesting. Oh, okay, hang on a sec. Let me go back. I think it's this one. There we go. Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat?
What's with you?
Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal.
What? You all want to step over here and say that?
You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought.
Order! Continue, Mr. Wright.
You testify that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well? Okay, so I guess they're basically trying to insinuate here that if she was looking for Gordy through the binoculars, she wouldn't have really seen anything murder-related.
Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be witness to a murder and all.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that you just suddenly got eager to just go to the police about everything was really odd.
I kind of got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat. Till now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph. You got proof. Still, we can't see who is shooting who in this. Right.
That's why I took this photo and... Uh-oh.
Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole.
Rude.
Shut my what?
What was she going to say? She took the photo in what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality of my... But it should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll be prison for Edgeworth, or worse. Which I do. Alright, make her show the enlargement. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court?
Because it does not exist.
What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place, you old fool.
What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma?
Miss Hart. Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement.
The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence.
Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court.
Here it is. Or, here it is. Oh.
We still cannot see who is firing in this.
Yeah, everyone's heads look really low quality, which is kind of convenient.
It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, we'll accept this as evidence.
Lake photo, taken automatically on 12/25 at 12:15 a.m.
Happy now, Mr. Wright?
There has to be something.
You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And little good it has done any of us.
I don't know, there's something about it that I can see that is rather suspicious.
That's why I requested she not show it.
I suppose this means that the cross-examination
is over, obviously.
Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart.
And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time.
Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add?
I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required?
Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict.
Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo. Somewhere. This is bad. Real bad. What should I do? I'm going to show other evidence. Wait! Your Honor, this evidence. Oh no.
I believe we have spent enough time talking about evidence.
Indeed. We've heard opinions on every piece of evidence but this enlargement. I see no point in retracing our steps.
Oh. I thought we could present evidence about the enlargement. I guess we have to do that with this. Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement.
What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange?
Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. Okay. I'm gonna say it's this hand, because we know that it was Edgeworth's right hand, or that had the fingerprints on it, but the shooter is using it on the left. Here, Your Honor.
The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange?
Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor.
The hand?
That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what?
Or, this man's left hand does what?
Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. It is this. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth.
Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim?
Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendants could have shot the victim?
Larry. Well, we did get the idea that it was a suicide earlier. I'm gonna say the victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself.
Order! Order! So, you're saying that the victim committed suicide?
Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation.
Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option.
I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But suicide is out of the question.
What?
Examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot.
The distance?
The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away.
A meter? That's 3 feet.
There is no way it could have been suicide.
Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your claim? Or data?
Of course, I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you see.
Alright, autopsy report updated in the court record. Shot from approximately 1 meter away.
I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun revealed that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day.
You know, if the timeline for this is lining up with what we know, couldn't you just reason that Edgeworth's prints were covering up his old prints? Like he could have theoretically shot with his left hand and then he bent over, picked up the gun with his right hand. I mean, that's possible, right? If that's what we're going off of. I don't know. It seems like a rather strange thing to get hung up on.
The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Whew! Wow, that was quite a day in court. 1:15 now. Whew, that was a close one. Hey, don't you have anything to say? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, right? Well, yeah, but what happened out there on that lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look, I'm going to check on Maya. Oh. Right. What? Tell her something for me. What? Uh-oh. Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth? I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. Thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang that she heard. Lotta's deposition. I heard 2 sounds like gunshots just after midnight on 12/25. To be continued. Alright, we've reached the end of another day. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. This was a lot of fun, and next time we are going to continue with the investigation. So I hope you'll join us then. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will catch you next time.